Good morning guys, welcome to Operation Crypto. This is the crypto update, which will be a show I'm doing every Monday to Friday, every single morning. At some stage in the future, I may potentially start going live with this once the camera gets set up and we'll be able to go through this in live time. But once this is recorded, it's going to get thrown straight out. I did a little bit of a change of colours on my charts just for my main setups on BTC and Ethereum. One thing to note, if you want me to cover a specific asset on tomorrow's show, drop it in the comments below and I will cover it on the next day's show. So looking at Bitcoin, we are zooming right out onto the weekly time frame here. And as you can see, we have a clear uptrend line here. Obviously, we've been in uptrend since back here, but if you're looking at this in terms of wicks, and we had that push up in December of last year, and we rejected, and then we started that uptrend. It's not been the most spectacular because every time we've got some highs, we have had a bit of rejection, but as you can see, we've had no closures below this green uptrend line. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 taps exactly on that trend line, so it does show it as a clear and confluent area where the price is really starting to react. One thing to note, I've got a level of resistance here. This is at 42,762. If you have a bit of a zoom in, I'm not sure if you're watching on mobile, but we'll have a bit of a zoom in here. Look at this wick here, tap. Tap, tap. There's been around 5 taps on that level of resistance in a weekly time frame. If we really start to get any bullish closures, or any candle closures, should I say, above this line, I think the price action will really start to follow across all altcoins and even Bitcoin. I think if we do get some closures above here, we will see some bullish price action. Every time I've said, look, we need to get some closures above this, and every time we have rejected and we've been pretty much consolidating with this range, and every time we get here, we are being pinned back. So 42,760 is that level we need to monitor, and monitor it for weekly closures above there. Until we get any closures above there, price action is just going to go sideways, and altcoins are going to get wrecked. If you look down to the right hand side here, it's been a bit of a bloodbath for altcoins. And then we'll have a look at Ethereum. Very similar scenario here. Not as many taps, but as you can see, 1, 2, 3 taps exactly on that trend line there. Decent weekly candle forming, to be honest. If we get a closure above this one, I'll be happy. I mean, if we get a closure above last week's candle at 2,786, I think price action will look good, but 3K is that level. Multiple wicks within that range, and I think if we do get a weekly closure above 3,060, I think we will start to look good then, because I had no closures above that since February. So fingers crossed, we do really start to see some decent price action soon. Right, I've got a lot of assets to cover on today's stream. So what I will do is start off on my previous chart, because I've got it all set up, and we'll have a look at audio first. I've not looked at this for a long time, so forgive me if the charts look a mess, but we'll take a look anyway. We'll use the tether pairing. So it's currently at 72 cents. Let's have a look on my daily time frame, see what's going on here. I'm guessing it's had a massive sell-off like most of our assets. Well, look at my weekly actually, because this looks crazy. Wow, yeah, that's had a major sell-off. Let's get rid of that massive cup and handle. That never worked. There we go. So price action has continued to drop off. Doesn't look the best chart, to be honest, does it? That's the all-time high up there. That is at $5, let's call that. So in terms of where we're at, let's have a look at a drop from those highs to positional lows now. 87% down. Let's just change that to white. So there you go. We are down quite a significant amount, 87%. A lot of altcoins are down that amount already, but it's nothing to worry about, to be honest. I think it is what it is, and if you're looking to buy, it's a great opportunity. If you're looking at this level here, look at this here. It's a nice level of support there, isn't it? So maybe that is the dump over. If the markets do bounce, and like I say, if Bitcoin does start to rally soon, fingers crossed, you might see some decent price action. So we are currently at the base here, I think, where we've been in the past. I think it is a good area where you should be looking to buy, and that's at 60, let's call that, let's ladder some orders in from 70 cents all the way down to the top of that candle there, which is 53 cents. So 70 cents down to 50 cents, I think it's a decent area for you to load up. And then in terms of, so look at moving averages, 50 and 20. We've had a bearish crosshair, which is not really good. Usually bearish crosses on weekly time frames show you that it's going to be quite a long period of either sideways action unless we get a big breakthrough and start pushing up. Levels to take profit. Around this moving average 20 here, around $1.28. I think if you do manage to get that, you're looking, if it bounces from here and you're taking profit around there, you're talking 100% move. So all in all, it's not the best looking chart, but price action across the board has been pretty much diabolical. I'm going to change back to Euro charts because it's got all my settings on. So next we have Wild. Is that Wilder World, is it? May have this on here. Yeah, you got Wilder World. $1.16. Again, most other assets, especially gaming assets, do look pretty bad, to be honest, on the weekly time frame, and even on the daily time frame. We've just been dropping ever since. I mean, if you look at this in terms of a drop, that's done a 85% drop, and that is very similar to most of these gaming coins. GameFi assets came out early 2021. We saw some monumental rises. Everybody was hyped about it. But then the price did dwindle, and 85% drop. Again, most assets will look like this. Depends what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin does go into consolidation for a further year or two, these are going to just start to feel the pain. But I'm all in favour of bullish price actions, to be honest. So that's dropped 85%. I mean, if you're looking for some buys, you could look down here. I'm not going to say what's going to happen, but always look at the bottom of previous moves. So if you're looking for potential buys, that's all the way down at, let's call it 91 cents. We're currently at $1.16, so it's not a million miles away. That could be somewhere decent for you to potentially look at buying. And then if you're looking to sell, got some nice tops here. If you look at these, we'll drag it all the way through. So look at this area of support back in January, and then look at how many times we rejected off it. 3-4 times we rejected off it there, and that's up at $2.33. That's that level you need to buy. Wilder World is a decent GameFi asset, which I think should be a great buy now. Ladder them in from probably $1 down to that 90-cent region, and then look to take profit here at around $2.30. The price may start to bash through. I mean, you might be looking at taking profit around here, around $3, but so far, accumulation is king, and if you're looking to accumulate, $2.31 is that level to target. Somebody's mentioned DOT, but I'm not going to cover DOT because I did a video on DOT yesterday. So if you go back on my previous video on YouTube, you will see that I've covered Polkadot there, a complete video dedicated to it. So I'm just going to jump over to Twitter and have a look at what assets people have asked for this morning and see what's going on there. So got quite a lot of requests on Twitter. MTV and RSR, I have covered them on yesterday's video, but let's have a look at Multivac quickly. So that's down at half a penny that's down at. Major selling off ever since. I was looking at this level down here previously. If you look at all these wicks down here, boom, 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 and all that area. I'm not going to say that's going to go down there, but it's just depending on what Bitcoin does, doesn't it? And that is a clear level down there where you should be looking to buy. But also, currently, we are set on a nice level of support too, if you just drag it up. So look at this here. It was a major level of resistance here. You could drag it all the way through, to be honest, where it acted as support before that move up. 2 wicks here, if you look at them there. Bang, bang, bang. So that's a nice area of support where, personally, I think it should be a good level to buy. If you're looking to buy now, I would start laddering orders in from here all the way down to here. So you're talking 0.0057 all the way down to 0.003. And then if you're looking to sell, accumulation levels is very similar up at this region up here. If you look at that, all these levels of resistance. So that's up at 1.1 cent. I did mention that in yesterday's video, so if you want a bit more in depth, go to that. Moving averages. Let's have a look at the 200 to start with. See what's going on there. Where's my indicators gone? Let's put the we'll just put 200 on for now, and we'll have a look at what's going on that. There you go. That's what we need to get back above. We need to get back above that 1.3 cent region. I think if we did get back above there, price action would be a lot more favourable, but currently we are miles away from that, and that's up at 1.3 cents. So buys mentioned there, sells here, and I'd look to sell on that moving average too. I'd look to sell at around 1.3 cent. That could be a decent area for you to look at targeting. So that's that uncovered. Next we'll take a look at RSR. This is an asset which I think is just massively undervalued. We'll just get rid of that 200 for now. This is a daily time frame. Let's have a look, see if we can find any bottoms. Put on a weekly time frame. I can't believe how much that's sold off. How much have we dropped here on a complete price from the highs to the lows? 90% that's dropped. incredible. But we're coming down to this level of support down here. Let's mark that up. So that's down at 0.008, so that's less than a penny. I think if the price did drop down there, I'll be throwing kitchen shed of it. But you can see around here, this is all quite a big area of liquidity. So I think that could be a decent area for you to look at targeting. That's exactly where we are now. If we just copy and paste that box, that is pretty much where we're at now. So fingers crossed, we are now starting to form a bottom, because that's exactly what happened when we was back here. What we did was created that bottom and then we pushed to the upside. Fingers crossed, that's exactly what we're going to do here. And we then start to push up. This is the first major level of resistance here. That's around 5.4 cent. That's an area I think, personally, I'll be looking to take some profit around that region there. So look to buy in this red box. I think it's a great time to buy. And then look to sell, or at least take some profit off the table around 5.3 cent. If you manage to do that from current prices to there, look at that, that's a 300% move just up to that next major level of weekly resistance. So I know it's a long way off and it's going to take a while, but that is something I will be considering doing. Looking at RSI, it is down at 34%, so that is way over, pretty much getting to that oversold territory. And fingers crossed that we can really start to see some decent price action soon. Next we have TLOS. We'll use the Qcoin chart. Let's have a look into this. Currently at 80 cent. This is a fairly new asset. This has only got data back to May 21. Looking at current price action, we have had some highs fairly recently up at $1.44. So we'll mark it up there. That's the all-time high, I believe. Well, it is according to this chart. And then looking at some other levels that we are at now. Price action is continuing to drop. It's not looking too good on the daily time frame. You could say that we are forming a downtrend. Wrong tool. If we are forming a downtrend here, if you look at this entire move there, that's a trend that needs to be broken above. Two taps there, another tap there. Usually you could say it's a bit better getting a bit closer, but that's the area that we need to break out of. In terms of Fibonacci, if you look at the entire move there from the bottom to the top, let me just change that setting to black. There we go. So the price is coming down. We've actually lost that 618 level, been up, rejected off it. I think if you're looking for buys on this, look at 68 cent. I think 68 cent is a nice level. It actually confirms that there. If we look at that level there, area of support. So if you look at all this wick here, resistance, resistance. So that's an area to potentially buy if you're looking to buy some TLOS, which is TLOS. So yeah, not looking the best at the minute. We've rejected off at downtrend. Price continues to drop. Moving average is 50 and 20. We've actually had a... Let's just have a zoom in there. Yeah, we've had that bearish cross there. So price action, I know we've come back up. We retested that moving average there. Let me just put that a little bit thicker so you can see. Change that thickness and change that thickness. So as you can see, I've had a bearish cross. Usually bearish crosses are not ideal, but the price is rejecting off that moving average 20 there. Really, I think we're definitely going to see buys down at 68 cent. And finally, we will take a look at Link. I know there's a few more in that video, but I'll cover them on... Actually, we'll cover two more. We'll cover XPRT, then we'll cover Link. So we'll look at Link first. And then we'll cover the rest of them on tomorrow's video, because there's loads in this video. Will end up being about an hour. You'll probably get bored to tears, but it's currently 40 minutes. So looking at Chainlink here, let's have a zoom out to a weekly time frame. Get rid of a moving average as 20 and 50. Price action, again, not ideal, is it? But that's the way the market goes. And like I say, these are all just opportunities. So all-time high has been up to $53. In my opinion, this is the king of DeFi. This price action got down to current price at, well, it's currently $14.57. We've actually wicked all the way down to an area which has had several taps before. If you look at that wick there, bounce, bounce, bounce. And then it was a level of resistance back here. So that's a clear level down at 11.36. RSI is way below 50%, so it usually indicates a good buy. I think anything below 50 is a good buy. Usually when we start pushing up to around 80, well, around 70, usually a good time for me to sell. But let's look at this on the daily time frame. Moving average is 50 and the 20. Bearish cross there back on the 21st of January. We did get a good bit of relief around here towards the end of last year. November was also a good month for most assets. I'm surprised this didn't act a little bit more bullish, but I think a lot of assets did perform well then, and then we've had that sell-off. For me, I think it's just a great buy down here. I think if you're looking for buys, I would look to buy down here at 11.55 if we do rejecting. I can't see it's going much lower than that, but you've got some major support down here. If you look at this wick here, where we hit, it was a major support level there. We did get a bit of a deviation below it. It was a support wick there. So I think if the market did get a further shakeout, you probably could look down towards $8. But I think for now, it's not looking too bad. And price action, yeah, not the best. But we need to start looking to get back above this area here. If you look at all these support wicks down here, and that level of resistance there, I think that's where we need to break above. So if you're looking for buys, I would look to start laddering from 11.50 all the way down to 8.63. And I think if you're looking for sells, I think up at $18 is a nice area to look to accumulate, to either buy back in. And then you've got this region up here at around $28. I think whatever happens over the course of the next few months with Bitcoin, ultimately long term, crypto is going to grow and grow, and with that, Chainlink will follow the price up. Finally, we will look at XRPT. I think it's XRPT. Let me just look. XPRT. Never looked at this one. And we'll use the Huobi chart. Usually, Huobi has fair old amount of data. Not looking too good, is it really? What date is that? We've got data back to September last year. It's not too much data. Let me see if there's a different chart for this actually. Persistence, here we go. You look at that chart. Yeah, not much data on it really. Got more than there. I suppose it goes back to March. If you look at this all-time high there, up at $16. Price is currently at $3.59. We have dropped a decent amount. Look at that from there to the bottom. 82%. Most assets do look similar to this. Moving averages 50 and 20. We'll look at some daily time frame, in fact. See, we are coming. See the moving averages here, we're getting a lot closer. We had a nice bullish candle, which is gonna, I think if you get that closure, which we did actually, yeah, we got a closure yesterday, above that 50. That is good. Now, we need to close a few daily candles above this 50 and really get back above this region here. If you look at this major support and resistance level, that's where we need to get back above. If we do manage to flip this area and get some daily closures around $4, we'll really then start to see some positive price action. So get above that, we'll probably potentially get a bullish cross there on the moving averages, and we'll see price action really start to push up and hopefully target this region around here, around $6. But if you're looking to sell, maybe you accumulate at around $3.90, $4 region. Hopefully we get a nice rejection there, slap that 50 and then push up. But that's going to do it for today. That's price action on most assets you've covered. I have missed some out, but comment on this video the ones that I've missed, and I will cover them on tomorrow's update. So that's going to do it. If you're new here, please make sure that you are subscribed. Hit that like button. I'll catch you next time.